Hi, I'm Danny Ramos, and welcome to this week's edition of Hispanic Speak Out TV, where you will get controversial conversation about what is happening on issues in politics in the national community as it affects Hispanics. I'm here with my co-host Jose Miranda and Lisa Pino, and we're going to talk a little bit about politics. We really burned the air last week when we were talking about Hillary Clinton. I just want everybody to know it's not that I'm against having a woman president. I am for having a woman president, just not Hillary.
Just not Hillary.
Just not Hillary.
Okay.
So
why?
Why? Because I think the Clintons have turned.
Not Clinton, Hillary.
The Clintons have turned their political movement into an ATM machine of billions of dollars, not millions, billions. And when you get down to it, you got to ask yourself the question, okay? What product are they selling? None. What service are they giving? None. So why are they getting $2 billion being given to them? Why? Why isn't that money going directly to the Heart Association or the American Red Cross? Why is that money going into the Clinton Foundation, which has 400 employees? Just when she starts to run for president of the United States, they got a base of 400 people. You know, why is that happening? And what has come on, what we see is that the reality is that legally, she cannot be pinned down legally because the way it's been structured.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. She's broken no laws. Great. Okay.
Not yet. Okay. It hasn't been proven that she's broken any laws.
Okay. Don't you think all politicians have essentially done that, though? At some point?
I think that politicians have done that, but nowhere to the. First of all, this involves the presidency of the United States. The presidency of the United States has to be absolutely impeccable when it comes to integrity. Okay? These guys have gone so far out of the word impeccable that they're in a whole different universe when it comes to what they're doing. They are tag teaming. Bill Clinton goes in, then he leaves. Bill Clinton sets up the conversation with a donor, a government, a prime minister. He sets it up, then he leaves. And then Hillary Clinton goes in and says, we can help you. And this is how we can help you. So there isn't a direct connection between what Bill is doing and what Hillary's doing on paper. It's all conversational. And because the people that they are seeing are part of the game, they're never going to give them up because there's hundreds of millions of dollars at stake. Yeah. So they're tag teaming this, and nothing is in writing.
It appears that they're tag teaming this. Well, okay, according to another network.
Do you think, I'm going to ask you something.
According to another network.
Do you think that Hillary Clinton is beyond question? Do you think that her integrity is there as a presidential candidate? What do you think of her integrity?
I think that she has a tremendous background coming into.
I didn't ask you about a technical background. I'm talking about her honesty and integrity.
I think that you need to put everything into perspective. And yes, she has. Not only has she has honesty, she has grit, and she is a businesswoman after all. The bottom line now, but to say that she directly influenced something, there's nothing on paper to say so. There's a lot of coincidences. An article that was shown, a
lot of coincidences.
A televised interview that was put out by
$100 million going into her foundation.
Out by another station, which you happen to favor, indicated more when I was looking at it, the shenanigans by the former president as opposed to the former first lady. Okay. It showed more that Bill Clinton was involved in some extracurricular activities, and peddling influence. Because we're talking about we're talking about greasing the wheels to open doors.
Let's talk about Haiti.
Okay.
The Clinton Foundation collected a lot of money from Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia gave it to the Clinton Foundation. Then the Clinton Foundation gave it to the Prime Minister of Haiti.
Right.
Okay. Then, all of a sudden, Hillary Clinton's brother gets a contract for gold mining in Haiti, which they've never given out a contract in 50, 60 years for mining.
And did you notice how well?
And he doesn't have any background in mining.
Did you notice how well the Prime Minister of Haiti is doing now? He's doing exceptionally well.
That's my point, Jose.
He's making a lot of money.
That's my point.
They put a Clinton on board, okay, to facilitate opening doors, okay? But they're not saying that, and they're telling you straight up, they're not trying to peddle anything else.
Jose, how does Hillary Clinton's brother become president of a mining company in Haiti after the Clinton Foundation gets the money and gives it to Haiti, okay? How does he become, and he has absolutely no background in mining.
He's not the only one.
I'm not talking about everybody else. Let's stay online here.
No.
How does that happen?
You're singling him out. Okay?
Of course, that's the conversation we're having.
There's many people that get into things and they don't know anything about it.
All right, so you're saying that her brother, if it wasn't for Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, he would have gotten that job anyway.
No.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
I think that was a process of Bill Clinton and nothing to do with Hillary. Okay? That was a process with Bill Clinton.
They're married.
Okay.
They're going everywhere together. How can you say that?
Because this guy has a history of being a maverick.
All right, wait a second. All right. So you're saying that Hillary Clinton is absolutely pure, her ethics are pure, she's absolutely, the 100,000 or 50,000 emails that disappeared, she didn't really do that. Because all those 50,000 emails that disappeared were all about her daughter's wedding. 50,000 emails that disappeared.
I don't think she's done anything more wrong than what any other president or politician or whatever has done in the lifetime of
Well, first of all, she's not a president. She's a Secretary of State. But
they've all done something.
But that's like saying I robbed the store because the guy last year robbed the store. Okay? You can't justify that. We're only talking about Hillary and her behavior. Stop talking about...
Are we talking about the rest of the Republican candidates that are running for president that are like true blue and clean as a whistle?
You want to know something?
Are you saying that?
No. What I'm saying is...
Thank you. No, thank you.
I'm not saying that.
Thank you.
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm saying Jeb Bush, is now... They're investigating Jeb Bush right now. And I'm all for it. Investigating.
All of them have been collecting money from some type of foreign bodies. All of them, okay? Now, you want to narrow it down to Hillary? What law has she broken so far?
We're going to wait and see, because there is an investigation now pending on the uranium deal, that now Russia owns 50% of the United States uranium mining because of a deal that Hillary did not stop as Secretary of State, where $140 million landed up in the Clinton Foundation.
If you had 11 other bodies or entities there to vote on the same issue, and let's say just for argument's sake, she did not vote on that, all right, she abstained, but the 11 others okayed it. How come the 11 others okayed it? Are you saying because she influenced all the others?
I am saying, what I'm saying is this. If I don't want something to really not to air here on this station, I'm the final guy to say no on this show. Hillary was the final word to say no. She was Secretary of State. This involved the Office of the Secretary of State, the State Department. She had final say. She didn't stop it, and she knew. Okay, and
you're alleging.
I'm just laying out the facts.
You're speculating.
She got $140 million from the uranium company for the Clinton Foundation, and then the uranium company's interest was sold to Russia, which Putin controls. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Now, the real question here is that we have a lot of questions about Hillary Clinton. Okay, now you can be dogmatic supporter, no matter what. You cut off your arms, I'm going to support Hillary. I'm not like that. I want to see the candidate and what they're all about. Okay. So I can tell you right now.
Well, yeah, you want to see. So far, you haven't seen nothing but allegations.
Look, all I'm saying,
nothing is proven.
All I'm saying,
and speculating.
Nothing has been charged.
Okay, and nothing has been proven.
Nothing has been charged.
So you're sure she's going to be charged with something?
I think that there is a possibility. There is a possibility, because right now they're talking about subpoenaing the server.
Okay.
Okay, that's happening right now.
Okay.
All right.
Well, good luck.
They're going to try to subpoena the server because emails never disappear. They always stay in a server, technically. So they're going to subpoena the equipment. I also don't understand how, if they don't have a product to sell and they don't have a service to sell, how do they get $2 billion?
We're talking about affluence. We're talking about
influence.
We're talking about opening doors.
So we're talking about...
That happens every day in the business world.
I understand that. In the business world, not for the Secretary of State, where Russia lands up getting 50% of the uranium mining in the United States.
And where the rest of the government plays deaf ears
I understand.
to it.
I understand that you would jump off a cliff if she told you to jump off a cliff.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
Let's talk about other people.
Let's not speculate here.
Let's talk about other people.
Okay, let's talk about facts.
We only got 7 seconds. We're going to take a break right now. We will be right back.
Are you proud to be Hispanic? Hispanics in Florida now have the first Hispanic car license plate in the United States. Be a proud Hispanic.
Put the Hispanic plate on your car.
I want to be a doctor.
I want to be a scientist.
I want to be an engineer. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a professional dancer.
By getting the Hispanic plate for your car,
you will support scholarships and community programs.
Call now or visit HispanicAchievers.org.
Welcome back to Hispanic Speak Out. I'm your host, Danny Ramos, Jose Miranda, and Lisa Pino. We're having a spirited conversation about Hillary Clinton. Now, let's jump the conversation, because you know what's going to happen? This is all going to play out.
Yeah, it will.
It's going to play out, and the way it plays out is going to
next couple of months.
But I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
You talk about the Republicans, okay? I can tell you one thing about the Republicans. They have a selection of candidates to be vetted, okay? With the Republican Party, you have at least 12 major candidates.
No, we have 20.
Okay, 20. Whatever it is.
Okay,
whatever it is. But they're giving you choice. They're giving you a choice to select from, and it'll all vet down to one person before the election.
Right.
So they're going to start eliminating the people that they don't feel they want to support, and then one candidate will stand forward among all the candidates. The Democratic Party right now has no candidates.
And we've had the discussion before.
We've had the discussion before. And how is that possible?
It's about money.
No, it's about...
No, it's about cash. Cash and carry.
All right, so you're saying the Clintons are buying the election.
Okay, what I'm saying to you, you have to have money to play the game.
Okay.
If you go to a poker game, you don't go there with a dime.
So
if
here
you're
goes.
sitting there with big-time players.
So let me interpret what you're saying and see if we're going in the right direction here. You're saying it's all about money.
English? What is
you're saying no, because we have an audience that we want to talk to also. It's not just me and you. So you're saying it's all about money, that you've agreed the Republicans are vetting their candidates. There's only one candidate for the Democratic Party, and it's all about money. So you're saying the Clintons are buying the election.
I'm saying to you, in order to play the game, you have to have money. Whether it's Bernie Sanders or Captain Kangaroo, you have to have the cash to get it together.
All right, let's talk a little bit about this, okay? I happen to think that Senator Elizabeth Warren is a much better candidate. She's a woman. She's a minority, a double minority, because she has an Indian background.
Yeah.
She's also the woman minority side. She has done extraordinary things with her life and as a leader of women. Why isn't she even being considered? Now, underneath the wave, underneath the table, there's a lot of talk about Elizabeth Warren as an alternative to Hillary Clinton.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that she's a viable candidate?
I find her extremely credible, but I've been a great fan of her for years. Believe it or not, she was a Republican at one point.
Well,
okay, believe it or not,
me.
she has a good conservative background. She is a Harvard Law School graduate. She's a professor, was there. She also actually specialized in bankruptcy and consumer fraud, etc. So she's quite adaptable to the situations that we have at hand. And
do you think she's a good candidate for president?
I think she will make an excellent
Do you guys
candidate.
think she even wants to be a candidate?
I think
right now, because you have Hillary in there first, anybody coming up is going to hesitate a little bit because you have to raise a lot of money to run for office. But I think you said, what, $1 billion?
The Democratic Party.
Did you not say that you have to raise $1 billion?
I don't know how much it is. The Democratic Party has money. It's a question of who owns the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party right now is owned. There is no freedom in the Democratic Party for selection. There's no vetting process for a candidate. Elizabeth Warren, a Democrat, I would vote for. I would definitely vote for Elizabeth Warren. And I would not vote for Hillary Clinton. I would vote for Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren has an impeccable background.
I think people will vote.
Honesty and integrity.
I think people would vote for a Republican if there was actually one Republican out there worthwhile. Right now, the Republicans don't have a viable candidate.
You have a typical approach.
No, I'm not having a typical approach.
You do, because we're talking about Elizabeth Warren and you're talking about Republicans.
I'm talking about
Why can't you stay online here?
I'm talking about viable candidates. If we had a candidate, for example, like we have one here, that is a viable, that is a Republican, listen, that is a Republican, that is even to both sides, that guy will get elected. But he's not running for anything.
You wait a second, okay?
Okay.
Again, the Republicans have a vetting process. They will select, and you said out of 20 people, they will select one to run. Whether he wins or not is, I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
What I am talking about is whether or not Elizabeth Warren will have the chance to stand up and be counted by the Democratic Party as a viable candidate.
She might.
She might.
She might.
Okay.
There's no guarantee.
Why isn't the Democratic Party vetting candidates? Why is it signed, sealed, and delivered? Elizabeth Warren is a tremendous candidate.
Because even though you have a tremendous candidate, there's the money. It has to go back to the money issue. There is so much money that has to be raised by a candidate, and you have to do it early. You can't do it late. And the only way Elizabeth, I see right now, getting it is a write-in campaign. Okay, it's a last minute. We can't do Hillary, but we have this shining star here that can step up and perform.
Okay,
but that would be the only way.
All right. So with the Republicans, it's not money because they have 20 candidates.
Right, they have money up to yin yang.
So each one has money? Yeah. They all have money?
They all have money.
Okay, and you're saying not one Democrat has money?
I am saying that the Democrats are viewing it differently. The monies that are being raised, and you're going to have people drop out in the next couple of months because of the money situation.
Which people?
On the Republican side.
I agree.
They're going to drop out because of the money, because they can't
They're
keep
going to
up
drop
the cash
out
flow.
because of the money, because they can't win. They're going to go through a vetting process.
Yeah.
So what they're going to do is they're going to select.
You've even agreed to that.
I agree. You can't have more than one president. I agree.
Okay.
So they're going to go through a vetting process. They're going to go through a vetting process. Money will be criteria, but the logic of going to Iowa, going to New Hampshire, it's a vetting process.
I think we should have Ted Cruz on the other side. Let's call it a day.
And
let's go.
Yeah, you're fooling around again.
You know, let's go.
I want to know, do you?
Oh, you don't find him as a viable candidate? The best of the crop?
You want to know something? I don't know who the best of the crop is. I really don't.
Because there is none.
Then fine. Then he won't get elected.
Okay.
Let's get back to Elizabeth Warren.
Okay, what do you want about
Because
Elizabeth?
You always go, whenever you get into a corner.
No, I'm not going to get in a corner.
Whenever you get into a corner, you switch. And let's talk about Republicans.
It's not a corner. I like Elizabeth Warren.
Would you vote for her?
I would vote for her.
Would you vote for her over Hillary?
And yes, I would if that became the case. But that's not the case right now.
So you prefer her.
I prefer
her over Hillary Clinton.
I prefer
if you put them side by side.
I prefer whoever's the leading candidate.
If you put them side by side.
And the leading candidate right
Jose,
now
I'm asking
is
you
Hillary
personally.
Clinton.
Listen, I'm asking you, based upon the ethics of the individual and the personality, is Elizabeth, would you vote for Elizabeth Warren? All equal. They both have money because you're on the money side. You know,
he thinks they're
about
both good candidates.
Who would you? No, I'm asking who would you vote for?
I think they're both viable.
Who would you vote for?
I don't know. I tend to want to look at.
Why did you tell me off camera that you would vote for Elizabeth Warren, and on camera you're telling me you wouldn't?
Oh, is that the same reason that you said there's no Republicans that's going to win the nomination?
I don't care. I don't care about the Republicans right now. I really don't care. We're talking about the Democrats. We're talking about Democrats. All I'm saying is.
I think Elizabeth is probably the better orator and integrity-wise person.
Thank you.
This
is Danny Ramos on Hispanic Speak Out. We will see you. Oh, we're going to take a little station break, and you got somebody coming up now, right?
Yes,
Yes, we're going to take a station break. Stay tuned because Jose has a guest.
Tina Calderone.
Tina Calderone, which he's going to interview. By the way, thank you very much for finally coming out.
And
coming out of the closet. We'll see you in a little bit.
My name is Nilmarie Zapata, and I am a Latina role model because I believe that you can overcome any circumstances that come in your way and be the best version of yourself.
Hello, I'm Sandra Rivera, and I'm a Latina role model. Whatever your struggles are in life, whatever you don't have or don't have access to, don't use that as an excuse for not pursuing your dreams and moving forward. Get out of your own way and get out of your comfort zone, and you will be amazed at the growth that you will experience.
Welcome back. I'm Jose Miranda. This is Hispanic Speak Out TV. We've been on the air for 15 years, brought to you right here on Bright House Channel 49. We're going to talk a little bit about education, even though we're known for our politics, but we wanted to be able to branch out a little bit and discover new things, which I have discovered. With me tonight is Tina Calderone, and she is on the Educational Support Center, but she's sort of like a magic guru. And just talking to her off the air, there are so many things that she is doing and the district is doing in Seminole County. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for inviting me here this evening.
No problem. Tell me a little bit about your background, because I understand that you've been a whirlwind all over the place. You've got a couple of degrees, masters.
I do.
You've been in charge of all kinds of slew things. So tell me about that and how'd you get here?
Well, my background really is both education and corporate. I've got my doctorate in educational leadership, but my business experience is actually in the corporate arena or small business, private business ownership. But my passion has always been doing what's right for the community and what's right for the children. And when I had the opportunity to run for the school board a few years ago, I jumped right in and am honored to serve the community.
You just got elected in 2010?
Yes.
Was that the second time? Or
that was the first time, and I was reelected without opposition last year.
Okay, that's great, awesome.
Yes.
So you have this school district that's been, at least on my side of the board, has been very quiet and no one knows about it. Yet I understand from you, it's probably because I was wearing earmuffs and I have not heard what a great programs you guys run. Tell me a little bit about the district.
Well, Seminole County Public Schools is actually the 60th largest school district in the country. And within Central Florida, we're the only A-rated school district. And we have been A-rated by the state of Florida every year since they started rating our districts. So we try to focus all of our decisions based on what's right for our students. And we want to make sure that all of our students are career or college ready. And that's why we offer so many different choices and options for all of our families.
Okay. Would you say your programs are more on pre-college type things or as an alternative to college?
Both, actually. We've always been known as one of the leaders within the state and probably the nation for our college prep. Our students go to universities all over the world and have become very successful in that. But we understand families want a choice, and not all of our students want to go to college. So we want to make sure that we're giving them the skills necessary so they can get hired as soon as they graduate from Seminole County schools. We want that diploma to mean something when they walk across the stage in a few short weeks and shake our hands, that we want to make sure that the workforce actually understand that the students have the skills necessary to be a success.
You have culinary?
We do.
You have fashion?
We don't. We have a little bit. We have many event planning. We have partnered with our bioscience friends in Lake Nona. We have very great fine arts programs. We have automotive programs. We want to make sure that we're doing what's right for the community. Actually, next year, we're really excited. We'll be opening up a manufacturing program of emphasis at Lake Mary High School.
Really?
In that we've heard that's the #1 job need in the state of Florida. And we've partnered with actually 12 CEOs of manufacturing companies and serving on our business advisory board. And they're working with us to develop the curriculums and the skills necessary for them to be able to hire our students upon graduation.
Would you say that when you do that for manufacturing, are we downgrading our kids to a lesser paying job, or are we just doing the status quo? What you tell me.
Absolutely not. The manufacturing, when I think of manufacturing, I used to remember the I Love Lucy show when you saw them with the candy moving it very quickly. Manufacturing isn't like that anymore. It's actually high-tech manufacturing. A lot of robotics are involved, computer-aided designs. So when you look at our facilities, you'll see computers all over the place. And so this is very high wage, high earning jobs that we want to give our children the opportunity to apply for.
And how is the programs relating to African American and Hispanics?
We offer all programs to all students. We know that based on cultural preferences or based on historic within their families where the job skills are, we want to make sure that every child can be a success no matter whatever their background is.
Tell me about this awesome program with visual things and TV and stuff like that you guys are doing.
Right. Well, your studios are wonderful here, and it was great to have that discussion with you that we offer to all of our students starting in elementary school. We have TV studios in each of our schools.
I think that's cool.
It is. It's so fun to see our elementary students come to school early before it even starts, and they type in their script.
And they're anxious.
that they write,
you
know, into the teleprompter. They research the weather for the day, and so they're learning a lot of different skill sets that can be transferable into any line of business.
Now, I understand a lot of our sister stations come to you to do some broadcasts. Is that right?
Actually, one of our high schools is fortunate enough to get a grant from Bright House each year to actually broadcast a lot of our sports programs. So we always are looking for partnerships within any line of business because we understand it's very important for our students to have real life job experience. We host job fairs each year and would like to welcome all of our businesses within the community that are looking for talented students to have an internship. We would welcome them with open arms.
How's the internship program work, basically?
We have job coaches that actually visit the students on site on a regular basis. So we are ensuring our businesses that are so nice to open their doors to our students that it will be a quality experience. So we work with the business owners, we work with our students, we prepare them for interviews, and then we also talk to them about what expectations we expect once they do show up at the business.
Now we read about the marketplace that is a predominantly male-driven industry. So how much is that being changed or spoken to?
Well, we offer opportunities to any student, and we don't discriminate, whether it be on race or sex. And
are you having more women come now and being involved in these programs because it's being offered by you?
Well, I was at the hotel the other evening at the job fair, and it looked pretty even as far as the number of female students versus male students. The women were all in their dresses and the men were in their suits and ties.
And you know what, I just sidetracked real quick. That is so important because a lot of people come to job interviews dressed like they're going to the beach. And I don't understand, is that a Floridian thing or what? You know, and I think we need to get back to what you should be doing for business.
Absolutely. So we coach our students as to how they should act on an interview, and we also allow them the opportunity to create resumes and create portfolios with all of their job experience. And we encourage our students to get involved in things other than academics. We've always been top tier with academics, but we offer the fine arts in every one of our schools and athletics as well, because we know a well-rounded person is going to be the future leaders of our world.
Real quick, where do you see yourself and the program in 20 months or 3 months, 3 years down the line?
Well, my philosophy is the 3 L's. I always like to listen so I can learn and then therefore effectively lead. So I will continue to be involved in the community and listen to what our businesses are looking for the workforce for tomorrow. And we're nimble enough as a school district to be able to create new programs on an annual basis based on the need of our community.
Where do I sign up? I mean,
come on, we'd love to have you in our schools.
That's so cool. Your own personal goals, okay? I mean, you've accomplished quite a bit, and especially you've been in tune to the school board. Where do you see yourself in a few years, in a year from now?
Well, I'm just honored to serve in the capacity with which I'm doing currently on the school board. So my personal goals is to ensure that all of our students can be successful in anything they wish to be. I'll continue to be involved in the community so I can listen and learn to see how we can effectively lead into the future to ensure that all of our students are workforce ready in the future.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to hang with me, okay? We're going to have to invite you back to come on the EDU TV, which we are producing for Strictly on Education, so we'd love to have you back for that.
I'd be thrilled.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
My pleasure. I'm Jose Miranda. This has been Hispanic Speak Out TV. We'll see you again next week, same time, same channel.